Patterson. I've been wanting to make a video for a little while about like asking the question, why is everything limited edition? It's just so frustrating. Yeah, so let's get into all of that today on the Doctor Who Guide.
The best box set that you can buy for Doctor Who.
Hey everyone, and welcome back to the Doctor Who Guide, a community where it's all about helping each other grow our knowledge collection and connection with other Doctor Who fans. I'm your host, Alex Patterson, and this is a rather off-the-cuff, probably rambly little video. As you all probably know, the Series 8 Steelbook was recently announced, and I put out a news video about it, and I was so focused on getting the news video out quickly that, and you'll see, and as I screen recorded the video, that the listing on Zavi was up and you could order the Steelbook through them. By the time I posted the video, that listing was gone. And at first, my first thought was, that's annoying because I've just said that it's available from Zavi in the video. Of course, right as I'm about to post this video, the link goes down. Maybe they'll put it back up. But it just turned out that they were sold out. And it's so quickly, so quickly. So that was so disappointing because Zavi's the only site that ships internationally. So if I know somebody on Twitter from Australia had missed out on it, and if you're in the US, you've missed out on it. And I'm gonna have to keep an eye out for like a secondhand seller who's selling it for a reasonable price because that's how quickly it went out of stock. Why is everything limited edition? It's just so frustrating. I personally could do with very few items or no items at all being limited edition. I don't really understand it as a model. Hey, so I forgot to mention this when I was recording, but if everything is limited edition, then all you're doing is lowering the stock that you make and upping the prices. And that just seems like a really something that we shouldn't accept. The more it happens, that's essentially what's going on there. And I know for each one of these releases, you could go, oh, what, you don't have a spare 20, 30 pounds, 40 pounds, whatever. It's like, yes, you might be able to save that aside, and work on your budget that way. But when you look at all of the items, whether it's from Big Finish, figurines from Eagle Moss, books, audios, T-shirts, pins, everything that's coming out, to look at all of that and go, yeah, well, I can buy some of this, but not all of it. And when so much of it becomes limited edition, that's where I'm particularly feeling the struggle, especially as with COVID and everything economically, a lot of people are feeling less financially able to keep up with these things. The limited edition model generally is to encourage people to buy the items, maybe pay a higher price than they would, but to get the items to actually sell out so the company doesn't have a bunch of stock left over and they haven't like overproduced and have a product that people underbuy. But I think that the collection box sets have proven that there are so many fans who want these sets and would like to be able to access the wonderful new features, the improved quality, just so much that I don't understand why they're still making them limited. I get it as like if you're testing out a new range and you're not sure are there enough classic Doctor Who fans who want to break away from their DVD collections to get the Blu-rays, but that's been proven. So why make it limited? It just means that you're causing people to miss out and then pay through the nose secondhand for these releases. And I really just think if there's a way that we can fix limited edition releases, it would be either by making sure that there's a concurrent standard edition so that people who don't have enough money to buy the limited edition can still access the content. So like in the US, we have the much lamer, but the standard releases for the collection box sets. And sure, they don't have the different disc art, but like make a proper standard version of the release, and that's cheaper that people can buy. That's one way to do it. I know, like Big Finish, though, if they in the past, if they've done a limited version, like say a limited vinyl comes out, they also have a standard CD that you can get. So I like that model because it at least means that if you don't have enough money, you don't miss out on the new content. Big Finish, their announcement that new products, new audios coming out on CD will be available for a year, and then they're going to stop printing those CDs, which basically kind of makes those releases limited editions, and means that within the first year that they come out, you kind of have to buy them if you want to get them for their release prices. I'm not too worried. Like, I'm not a CD collector, so I'm not as panicked by the Big Finish 1 year thing. Um, but that being said, it is gonna put a lot of releases, you know, out of touch for people who, you can have a year of time when you don't have a lot of spare cash, and if a lot of great releases come out, you're gonna miss out on those. So yeah, it's I can see why that would be, very frustrating to collectors who wait for these things to go, either on sale from Big Finish directly or to just get them secondhand. Now, what's going to happen to the secondhand Big Finish CD economy? I mean, the prices are already expensive for those CDs. Are they just going to skyrocket from here because after a year they're going to be even more rare? I'm just thinking like the other way that you fix limited editions, the problem of limited editions is by putting a cap on the amount that people can buy. Because obviously the problem here is not just that there aren't enough limited editions to go around, which I don't think that there ever are. I think you're always cutting out fans who would want those releases. The other big problem here is people who buy a bunch of these releases and then just jack the price up and sell it for double, triple the price on eBay. And because fans are so desperate to get these releases, they'll pay those prices, and it's just so frustrating. So I think that companies, whether online or in person, should limit it to 2 sets per person, per buyer. And I know online you can create multiple accounts, but it would at least slow people down so that they're not putting like 10, 20 items and checking out in like 2 minutes. They'd have to go through each of their accounts, and it would at least slow them down. I also think stores should find a way to limit the amount of items you can buy per IP address. So you can only buy 2 collection box sets per IP address, and it might be for you and a friend, for a family member, whatever. Like, I can understand why somebody would theoretically get two, as long as they're, giving that to a friend or whatever. But like, it drives me nuts. It's like it just seems like you're saying that fans who don't have enough money, but by making a product limited edition, you're saying if you don't have enough money right when this happens to come out, you can't get this. It's also saying that only a certain number of Doctor Who fans can get this, which I think is frustrating. And I mean, I get like a limited run of 10,000 maybe or whatever, but like 2,000 or 1,000, a couple hundred, it seems like you're just gonna make people miss out. And then also you get this terrible secondhand economy where people hike up the prices to astronomical degrees, and it's so frustrating. Um, but I think a limit of per person or account online would fix that because these went out so quickly. They went out so fast. It's crazy. Um, and whether it's steelbooks, whether it's the collection box sets, whether T-shirts now, limited edition T-shirts. I just, I, it's like I don't. You try and keep up with every release for as a Doctor Who fan. I don't know how you do it. I don't know how you do it, and especially now with COVID and everything. I mean, I know the U.S. has been is doing a lot worse COVID wise than the UK, but it affects everybody's discretionary income has shrunk. Most people's by a lot during COVID, and to have to see all of these limited edition items that you can't afford but would like to get. They're either so beautiful or their content, especially if the content is unique to those releases. I think it's cruel to make them limited edition because people are going to miss out. And whether you're the person missing out, because I've been lucky enough to have people send me limited edition items. Never mind to be able to buy some of them my own. But it's so I've been on both sides of that of like being able to keep all the limited edition items and also to just see them go on by and not be able to afford them. It's so disappointing, and it's like even when I have my own copy, I don't go, oh well, I like limited and it's fine and whatever. Like, I'm still sad when I hear that somebody doesn't have it. It just but I don't know. Maybe there's an aspect to them that, maybe I'm just sour because, I can't afford to get them all as they come out. But I do think that some of this stuff is crazy. yeah, Doctor Who items are just so expensive when they come out. And for me, the way that you avoid that is by waiting like a year or 2 years and getting them secondhand when, the initial buzz about them has died down and whatnot. That's how I live. So like that's how I collect Doctor Who on a budget, right? Is a lot of secondhand shopping and waiting for prices to go down, even new on stores. So I don't know how you're expected to be able to keep up these days. It's absolutely crazy. So yeah, that's sort of my thoughts right now. I've been very frustrated with just seeing so many limited edition items, and I think that's because my inherent standpoint on Doctor Who is always about getting more people into Doctor Who, and that's why I've never had a problem with upgrades to technology that might devalue my collection. Right? I don't collect Doctor Who with the investment portion in mind. Because I don't ever plan to sell these items ever again. The only time I would sell my Doctor Who, any part of my Doctor Who collection, would be if it meant the difference of keeping food and shelter for my family. That's my priority, family, then my Doctor Who collection. So if I had to sell them to pay the bills, if it was the last worst case scenario, then I absolutely would. But that's the only time that I would ever worry about the value of my collection because this isn't an investment for me. This is just something that I enjoy doing, right? See, whenever there's a limited edition item, it just seems to say to me like you're excluded. And anytime anybody wants to exclude people from the Doctor Who community, I don't want to back that because Doctor Who's just so amazing. Why wouldn't you want to share that with other people? It's just spread the love around, spread the love of Doctor Who around, and that's why I want to see classic Doctor Who. I was happy to see classic Doctor Who go up on BritBox so that more people could get into it. That's why I think that's the only point I see to the collection box sets on Blu-ray is that it was incredible. It's an incredible investment to ask somebody to collect 160 DVDs, right? Even at $10 a piece, that's $1,600 out the window, and you'd be lucky in America to get them for $10 each. So, back when I was collecting them, it was 20 to $30. I mean, and that's just insane. So, getting the Blu-rays, getting 26 Blu-rays is a ridiculous enough request, but there's just so much content and getting them out, even at $50 a piece, it's better than, getting because I remember when Genesis of the Daleks and Revelation of the I can't speak. Revenge of the Cybermen and Genesis were rare and going for $50 each. So, even though I still think $50 times 26 Blu-rays or whatever we end up getting, that's still $1,300. Is that math correct? I hope so. Yeah, still a huge amount, which is why I encourage people to get the box sets for as $30 to $40. I think is a better price for them. But in any case, the whole point of those to me is to get more people into Doctor Who because you can buy an entire season rather than having to track down 5 or 6 DVDs and you may or may not like the show. So that's where I always want Doctor Who to go is how can we make this more accessible so that we can get more people into Doctor Who because it's clearly so amazing. So when I see limited edition things, I just think that's basically for very, very small audience of Doctor Who fans who are, financially able to get those items right when they come out. And it's just sad to see fans miss out on that. And for something as wonderful as the Blu-ray box sets, you know, I I think they should have either put a standard release with them that you could get for cheaper, and maybe it wasn't as nice as it wouldn't be as nice as the limited edition ones, but you could still access these brand new bonus features. So yeah, whenever we can get more people into Doctor Who and welcome them into the community, that's where I'm down because I don't like just that the microcosms of just how rare everything seems to be nowadays, and how much sellers are selling them. So for is just so frustrating and disheartening. And that's why I always appreciate it when I see a store that's selling Doctor Who stuff, or a seller on eBay selling them for very reasonable prices. So yes, that's my thoughts on this. I hope you've been able to keep up with Steelbooks and the collection box sets. But I think all of us at some point have missed out on a limited edition release and been disappointed. So comment down below with your thoughts on limited edition releases and if your best tips for saving money on these releases, on the Big Finish CD thing. Because if I had to defend the Big Finish CD thing, is that there they have such a big stock of CDs, and they've got to save on space. Their warehouses aren't bigger on the inside, and I do think that if there was a release that came out that within a year, if you really wanted to, could you save up for a CD? Yeah, absolutely. But for all of the CDs that come out, yeah, I don't know. I don't think a year is enough. Anyway, comment down below with your thoughts. I hope you'll stay safe, wear a mask, be well, keep growing your knowledge, collection, and connection with other Doctor Who fans. And I will see you in the next video. Wait 1 second. I couldn't let a video go by without Albert appearing in it. Albert, who is not a limited edition, but he is one of a kind, says hello and wants to make sure you guys are all well. And he says hello. And yeah, we both hope to see you guys in the next video. Bye.